All right, let's look at 4 options for the Vikings at pick 23. Welcome back to Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Lupagus, and here, Onebar joining us on location. We found him. He's okay. He's safe. Blink twice if you're okay, Onebar.
I'm very okay. Thanks for having me. I'm very excited to be a guest today.
Hell yeah. So in this video, we're going to talk about 4 options for the Vikings at pick 23. NFL draft is just around the corner. We're going to start putting our toes in, not quite balls deep yet, but at least getting our toes in the water, start talking about this draft and who the Vikings might actually take at 23. What should we do before that, Onebar? What should these people do?
We should hit that sub button right now. Hit it. 9,000. Let's get to 9,000 subs. Also grab yourself a cold ass lift bridge because it is Monday. That means it's time to drink.
It is time to drink. So you want to get started on this? You want me to start with my first guy? We each did 2. These are all pretty big needs for the Vikings. So I think no matter what, I think there's a strong possibility that one of these positions at least will be the Vikings pick at 23.
Yeah, I mean, when we're looking at some of these guys, we have to realize it's so early in the damn draft process that we could be talking about somebody right now that could be top 5 or else going round 3. We will see. So we're just gonna, the whole point of this is just go over some names, familiarize us.
Yeah. So I'll let you go first. Ahead. You're the guest.
All right. Well, thanks. Let's start off with one that I've already mentioned. And again, this guy's all over the place mock drafts. I've seen him top 5. I've seen him at the beginning of round 2, and that is Joey Porter Jr. He seems to be very common to the Lions in those later teens picks. So that seems to be a spot. But Joey Porter Jr., we know we need some defensive back help. We know we need some help at that cornerback position. Free agency's coming up. We're going to be absolutely demolished there. And our defense sucked ass. So Joey Porter Jr., 6'2", 6 freaking 2. Everything you read about this guy, everything you watch is size. I mean, his wingspan is like Lupagus's hog. It is ginormous.
Oh, yeah.
And that is what's going to get teams all hot and bothered. Not only that, but the guy can obviously play some cornerback. I mean, he's going to be an outside cornerback only. He's athletic, but he's not like to the point where he's just going to wow you. He does a lot of the dirty stuff. His speed's good for his size. The thing with him, though, it seems to be everybody is on the same page with him, is you're almost drafting him for what he could be. I mean, yeah, he's probably going to come in and be a starter day 1, but it sounds like he's going to have some bumps in the road. He's very handsy. So I was watching one podcast. That laid it all perfectly. If you're drafting him right now for where he is and what he's going to give you, he's probably like a late 2nd round pick. But if you're drafting him for his size and what he could potentially be, then he's like a top 10 pick. So it sounds like he's going to be good, but it might take a little bit of time.
Yeah, his ranking reminds me of Andrew Booth Jr.'s a year ago, where you saw him in the top 5 or you saw him in round 2. Ultimately, he did end up closer to round 2. So who knows? And again, we're not going to lie. The fact that he's Joey Porter Jr. Is extra attractive. I'm going to be honest about that.
Yeah, the guy's got passion. He's got heart. And it's very cliche, but you cannot teach size. Imagine if this guy put it together at 6'2". Hot damn.
Well, let's hope he has his dad's work ethic. That guy would go to the weight room after coming back from a away game at 3 a.m. and start lifting. So let's hope he's got a little bit of that built into him too. So I'm going to stay on the defensive side of the ball. Go with the linebacker. I think linebacker is a big position that's climbing the Vikings needs. And I'm going to go Trenton Simpson, linebacker from Clemson. This dude is huge, 6'3", 235 pounds, 165 career tackles, 23 tackles for a loss, 13 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. He's a bit of a hybrid, though. He played all over at Clemson. He played some deep safety, played some pressure linebacker, played will linebacker. He reminds me a little bit of Isaiah Simmons, maybe not that versatile, but this guy's got some great range in coverage and in pursuit. He's a big-time hitter. He's a great finisher. Onebar, I know you'll like that.
Ooh, favorite.
Very, very instinctive when it comes to sniffing out the run or space against the pass. And he is a linebacker who will stay on the field in passing downs because he does provide some pass rush. Pair this guy up with Brian Asamoah. My parts are tingling. There is some concern about where he ultimately will play in the NFL. But I do like this Trenton Simpson character. I like this Trenton Simpson.
Yeah, we need talent. We need talent on the defensive side of the ball. Who cares where he plays? Just get his ass out on the field. A linebacker. I mean, even with not a ton of picks, double dipping at linebacker, I don't think is really off the table. I mean, Troy Dye. I mean, look at our depth behind Asamoah. Yuck.
Yeah, Troy Dye is gross. Why'd you say that? Maybe sad.
I don't know. I'm just trying to prepare ourselves at linebacker. Linebacker doesn't seem to be one that many people are talking about. It's always cornerback. It's always defensive line.
Yep.
Yep.
Your turn, man. Back to you. Volley back to you.
All right. I'm as much as we've talked about defense, I'm just gonna go with the sexy one here. And that's Jordan Addison, wide receiver, USC. If you watch this guy, you're gonna instantly fall in love with him. I mean, the thought of putting him with Justin Jefferson, like we said, Thielen probably isn't coming back. KJ Osborne still seems to me like he's just a number 3. Everybody's excited about Jalen Naylor, but Jordan Addison, the dude, 6 foot, 175 pounds. And when you look at what they compare him to, it's always Devontae Smith or Stephon Diggs. I mean, this guy is a machine. Kenny Pickett, he was at Pitt, transferred to USC. Kenny Pickett should give this guy half his check because he was just this beautiful target for him. But yards after catch, athletic, speedy, good hands, fantastic route runner. He's a guy that is way off the board. I mean, he's another one that could go top 5 or be the 3rd wide receiver taken. You've seen him all over the place, but he can play the slot, he can play outside. And the best part about him is route running. Stephon Diggs, baby.
Let's hope he doesn't have that diva mentality of Stephon Diggs, which
do.
appears that is showing up again after the game yesterday. How much did you say he weighed?
That's his big knock. He's only 175 pounds.
So when you say Devonta Smith, we're talking body shape too, because that guy is a stick too.
Well, and the thing with him is just they always say he finds the open spot in the field. He finds open spot, and quarterbacks love that shit. They find him. He cuts on a dime. And again, go watch some of his YouTube clips. He's insane. He's wonderful. And he did it at Pitt, transferred to USC. He did it there. The guy can do it everywhere. This is a pipe dream. We're not going to get him. I don't think we're going to take him, but it would be beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. I mean, it's hard to say. You already mentioned it. You laid it out nicely when we started this thing. We don't know where these guys are going to go. It's so damn early in the process. You can't get hung up, especially right now, mid-January, where these players are going to potentially go, because we don't have any damn idea. And speaking of that, this is a great segue, because this guy I just saw going a mock draft at pick 6, I think, to the Lions. I guess I only look at Clemson prospects, but I'm looking at Brian Brisset, defensive tackle from Clemson. This dude is a beast, 6'5", 300 pounds, 51 tackles in his career, 15 tackles for a loss, 9 sacks. You may be like, oh, that's not, a lot of tackles there. Well, he did miss pretty much all of 2021 with the torn ACL. So that is that's his big concern. But this guy is absolute wrecking ball. He's a big time penetrator. He crashes through gaps. He causes disruption in that backfield. He's a good athlete. He's just so damn explosive. And I really think he could fit in a variety of defenses. You look at the Vikings, who knows their defensive coordinator is going to be at this point, whether it's a 3-4, 4-3. There's a role for Brian Brisset on that defensive line. Again, it all comes down where he comes out the board and how high he ascends during this draft process.
Can't think of anything better than chucking a big old wrecking ball on this defensive line, because Dalvin Tomlinson's a free agent. We got horrible Harry, but again, after that, dicey at best.
Absolutely. So those are 4 guys to look at. We actually dropping some names at pick 23. Obviously, this thing's going to be changing week to week. Senior Bowl's coming up just on the horizon. East-West Shrine Games around the corner. All kinds of draft shit just in our faces, and I love it. I love everything about it.
Yeah, let us know some names in the comments, some guys you want to talk about, or who maybe the Vikings could be sniffing around at 23.
And speaking of sniffing, remember this: smelling your own fart puts it back inside you.
My